Today, I'm going to be talking to you about everything that we saw in Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 230. So Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 230 starts off with Mei explaining that the one on TV is Maharaga, a trump card of the Zenin clan. Choso adds in that this Shikigami can adapt to any kind of attacks. Yuji asks in disbelief if it can also adapt to Unlimited Void. We then see the scene switch to the battlefield where Sukuna is moving because Gojo's Void attack was destroyed by Maharaga. Gojo realizes that Maharaga wasn't the one that took the sure hit effect of his Unlimited Void. Someone else was burdened with it. That person was Megumi, and we see that Sukuna made Megumi's soul take the burden of Gojo's Unlimited Void's sure hit effect instead of himself. It's so sad to see Megumi just crumpled up on the floor inside of his own body. Sukuna then sends Maharaga back into the shadows, and Gojo sarcastically says he's happy that Sukuna is fighting so desperately. From here, we see that Sukuna says that he wanted to get rid of Gojo's Unlimited Void attack. While Sukuna wasn't using domain amplification, he made Megumi adapt to Gojo's Void by using his 10 Shadows curse technique. That's why Sukuna could only use the curse technique that applied to his domain. Gojo then says that Megumi's soul hasn't actually adapted to his Unlimited Void because it was only used in the process to adapt. So if Gojo uses domain expansion again, Sukuna has no choice but to summon Maharaga, and Gojo will make sure to demolish this Shikigami in one shot. Absolutely cold here to see Gojo talking the most smack right now. We then see Sukuna laugh and say that Gojo won't be able to expand his domain again. After that, Gojo gets nosebleeds again. Yuta wonders if his bad feelings have turned out to be true. We've seen Yuta tweaking during this entire fight, and we see him tweaking yet again in this panel. Sukuna says that Gojo has overexerted himself when he recovered his burned out curse technique with reverse curse technique, because this process means destroying the part of the brain where curse technique is engraved and recover it again with reverse curse technique, a very risky and dangerous thing to do so, and we've seen Gojo use that a number of times during this fight. And we see that the other sorcerers realize that Gojo has repeated the process of destroying the brain and healing it almost 5 times now, and Sukuna is fine because he's done it not as many times as Gojo. Sukuna then asks Gojo, "You're reaching your limit, right?" Sukuna tells Gojo that this time he will close his domain with a barrier so that Gojo can't escape, since all he did now was cutting Gojo off and adapting to his Unlimited Void. I think it's really cool to see that Sukuna's open domain can be closed off. We then see Gojo drop to his knees as his nose is still bleeding, and then Sukuna says, "See ya, strongest, a guy that was born when I didn't exist, just an ordinary guy." Talking the most smack right now from Sukuna, and we then see Sukuna try to open his domain once again, but we see it instantly destroyed, to which Yuji, Yuta, and everyone else watching is pleasantly surprised. We then see this absolutely phenomenal panel of Sukuna starting to bleed, and it's shown that even though he was hit a while ago by Unlimited Void's effect for less than 10 seconds, his brain was still damaged. The narrator then explains that Sukuna's brain was damaged, so just as Gojo, he can't expand his domain right now, and we see Gojo laughing at Sukuna. We then see Gojo point to Mei's crows, and he says that my students are watching me, I'm gonna look cool, which is just an absolutely phenomenal panel. We then see Gojo pull Sukuna towards him and land a heavy punch on his face. The narrator recalls Yorozu's lines to Sukuna, "I have more to teach you about love and ultimate strength and the solitude it brings." And with that, we end chapter 230, and there is no break next week, so we are going to get to see these two throw hands. Domains are off the table as both of their brains have been injured. This was an absolutely phenomenal chapter. Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 Episode 4 drops tomorrow. Expect a video on that, probably on Friday, but chapter 230 is one of the best chapters that we've gotten of Jujutsu Kaisen so far. Absolutely love to see both of these guys evenly matched, and I absolutely cannot wait to see them throw hands next chapter. If you guys did like this video, go ahead, drop a like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I love you all. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.